Hello once again. I'm shooting this video here real quick. This is to show that just sometimes you'll find yourself in a rather interesting situation where you have a working item. This is not part of it, but still, you have a working item, and essentially what you need to do is you need to modify it because it is a battery monster. Okay, so this right here is a bubble machine. Okay, this little item would quite literally go through way too many batteries when in use. When I had it set up for some younger family members, it takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 batteries, and I made the mistake of setting it up on rechargeable batteries. Now this item right here is actually a replacement of the original item that I was using. This is a brand new item. The one that I was using previously, and it's still in working order, is of the same type but a different color. Now the only reason I'm bringing this out is because I found this one in storage, and like I said, I made the mistake of putting rechargeable batteries in this, and when it flipped over, it would coat the batteries in bubble solution, essentially shorting out the entire pack batteries, 6 rechargeable batteries. So I thought to myself, this was one of the very first projects that I decided to do a battery eliminator on. So I'm going to set this aside for a little bit. Or no, matter of fact, I'll just position it right here, but a little bit further back. And I took some of these T-posts, poster pins. Now I had found these at a garage sale in a fairly large box of miscellaneous office items. The box was listed for, I don't want to say about maybe $1. And it was either a pound or half a pound of T-post poster pins. So I purchased it. Now I have a lot of uses for them. I'd use them for wiretap scenarios. Essentially what you can do is you can use them to gently wiretap and check the continuity of some wires without actually having to cut into them. And then what you do is you take a little piece of electrical tape and you wrap it around that. So, taking this adapter, I would cut a piece of wire. Let's just use this as an example. I would cut a piece of wire roughly about 2 feet long. Okay, so I would set the appropriate voltage on the universal charger, or wall adapter, better yet. It's not a charger, it's a wall adapter that would go from AC to DC, and I would use that to power this. Now I don't quite remember what the voltage is on this to get this running, but it does go up. This power adapter does go up to 12 volts. So let's see, let me just do a real quick calculation in terms of how much battery power would have taken. If you take 1.5 times 6, it gives you roughly about 9 volts. So long as you set up the power adapter, the AC to DC one, up to 9 volts, you'd find that it would operate the thing continuously without fail. The only time that I would actually run down is when it would run out of soap. So I'm going to set this item aside. I need these little T-posts. So I'd cut a length of 2 foot of wire. And then I would solder the wire to these connectors. And if I remember correctly, because the motor is situated back here, I would insert this into the back on the positive and on the negative side. Okay, and I would run the bulb machine. Okay, so all in all, I would find that running it with the low T-posts and about 2 foot of wire, it would run just fine for hours, as a matter of fact. And if it would happen to tip over, I would clean off these T-posts and the wires, and I would be able to run it again. Now, in order to run this properly, I would connect the power adapter to a 6 outlet power strip, and in doing so, I would find that the power strip would set itself off, and I'd have to go over to where it was connected up against the wall and reset the red power button. So that was the easiest way to run this item continuously without ruining a whole bunch of rechargeable batteries or regular alkaline batteries. And you really don't have to take this item off, you just have to take the cover off. And like I said, the motor is situated back here, so I'd run the little T-post poster pins, and I would insert them in here. Oh, let me try that again. Takes a little bit of persuasion. There you go. So I'd run it like that with a wire, and I would run the wire back this way. Okay, and I would position this in a spot somewhere on the sidewalk or a little bit up high, and it would blow bubbles continuously for hours. Only running out whenever the bubble solution would run out. So that's today's project, or a past project. Okay, so kind of a bonus for today is this. Whenever you go to garage sales, sometimes you'll find miscellaneous items for sale. Sometimes they are stated as working and non-working. Most often it's the power adapter that goes bad, the one that's used to recharge this item. Okay, so that's what I suspected. I was warned as to the fact that this item might not be working. I took a chance on it. If not, I would have taken this apart, removed the battery pack portion of it, the batteries portion of it, and I probably would have rebuilt it. The electronics worked fine, and it is a working item. It so happens that the wall adapter had failed, and it was in a miscellaneous bin along with the box of these little poster pins, T-post poster pins. The really cool thing about these poster pins is that you can actually hammer them into the wall like nails. They're that strong. Okay, so that's taking a chance on a couple of items, miscellaneous and whatnot. And then the other thing I found is that if you're a fisherman or not, and sometimes at the W Mart, they'll put items on sale, discount sale, or clearance items. This is spider wire. I had taken it off the spool and I put it on this fly fishing string wire because the spool had been broken, and I threw the box away and the spool away. So I think this right here is 20-pound test line. It's not strong enough to go zip lining. Don't kid yourself. It's not Kevlar. So it's weight rated at 25 pounds. And you can use this for quite a few different projects, not just for fishing. As a matter of fact, even if you go fishing, you can take your old string off, and instead of just throwing it away and causing a biohazard or eco hazard out on the field or out in the lake or whatever, bring it back with you. Don't just leave it there, causing all sorts of problems for the wildlife. Even old string is very useful. It might not be rated for 25 pounds anymore, but it still holds quite a bit. So I have these two spools. This one I believe is 54 pounds. And this one is rated at 27 pounds. Both discounted at the W Mart. So whenever you have a chance to, you'll find yourself buying items, whether you're a fisherman or not, on clearance. And you can find so many different uses for this. Once again, not for ziplining, not for mountain climbing, or bungee jumping or nothing, but it's very, very strong still. Surprisingly sounds at 54 pounds and 150 yards. So on this one, like I said, it's 27 pounds and 150 yards. Both are fly fishing string, and this one has bait caster string, the one the spool type, where you put your thumb down and you cast it, and you know, you have a really good time fishing or not, just being outdoors. So that's the video for today. I hope to see you all next time with something a little bit more interesting. This was just for the fun of it. And like I said, this after is a working item, so is the bubble machine. They are both working items. I thought I'd just bring them out to show you that you don't have to run these things off of batteries. So y'all have a good day, and we'll see you on the next video.